If a man breaks down emotionally, he's told to suck it up or man up. If he loses everything in divorce, he's told he deserved it. If he dies on the job, he's just another statistic. Killed in war, he's disposable. Men aren't seen, they're used until they're no longer useful, and then they're forgotten. Let's talk about why no one cares until men die. We live in a culture that only values men when we're sacrificing. Look at any war memorial. Millions of men gave their lives, and we call it honor. How many of these men were given a real choice? As a young man, you are required to register with selective service when you turn 18, or you face serious consequences. From soldiers to steel workers, from firefighters to fathers, men are praised only when they bleed, break, or die for something bigger than themselves. But the moment that man asks for help, the moment he says, I am struggling, silence, or worse, mockery. We're not taught to be human. We're taught to be useful. And when we're no longer useful as men, we're disposable. Where is the empathy in our society for men? Let's look at the numbers. Men make up nearly 80% of all suicides. 93% of workplace deaths are men. 70% of the homeless population, men. Men die in natural disasters more often. Men are more likely to be a victim of violent crime and or killed in violent crime. Men take the most dangerous jobs in our society: logging, roofing, oil rigs, combat. And yet, where are the awareness campaigns? There are over 3,000 women's shelters in the United States, fewer than 100 for men. Breast cancer awareness is everywhere. Pink ribbons, fundraisers, media coverage. But prostate cancer? Crickets. If these numbers were reversed, if women were dying at these rates, it would be a national emergency. But because it's men, society shrugs. We've been conditioned to believe that male pain is weakness, that male suffering is irrelevant, that men are strong enough to take it until they can't. This disposability isn't just in war or in the workplace, it's in relationships as well. In marriage, men are expected to make one sacrifice after another to provide, protect, produce, perform. But if he fails, he's discarded. He is disposable. Family court certainly doesn't care about his story. He's lucky if he gets to see his kids every other weekend. And that is considered equal.
Children from fatherless homes account for 90% of all homeless and runaway kids, 71% of high school dropouts, and 63% of youth suicides. Family court is one of the critical places where fathers are disadvantaged, and this hurts kids. Historically, this maternal preference was solidified in the tender years doctrine, which mandated custody of children under age 4 be awarded to mothers. This doctrine was in use until the 80s. When I began my practice, and until 10 years ago, the best my father clients could expect was every other weekend visitation and maybe a dinner on the off week. While significant legal progress has been made, this long-standing bias against fathers still occurs in the enforcement of custody orders, in child support rulings, and it exists in paternity laws. All the while, the number of kids growing up without dads continues to rise.
That was my experience. Fortunately, I lived only 10 minutes from my kids, and I made sure I was at every single school event, every game, every sporting event. That was something the courts and their mother couldn't take from me. Seriously, a father's value is seen as secondary. A man loses his job, his worth drops. A man breaks down, he's now a burden. No one asks what led him to that place. They just say, get over it.
You're a veteran, obviously.
I am.
Right now, there's a lot of support for veterans.
To a certain extent.
Can you explain that?
I was told I wasn't homeless enough.
What's not homeless enough?
That's what
and I don't
asked.
mean to laugh. We're here in a tent.
And I laughed too. First, and then I got pissed because I'm like, what do I got to do? Sleep on your patio? And she goes, no, sir, you can't do that. I'm like, well, what do I have to do? Well, you have to have 180 days on the street. And I'm like, you're kidding me. So I had to be on the street for 180 days to become homeless enough.
For the VA to help you.
Correct.
That's ridiculous.
Yeah.
And what's your future like?
Flip a coin. I don't know. I'm trying to get Social Security. I've been denied 3 times. I've got it applied again. We'll see what happens. If I can get all that I've paid into it, I would be able to get somewhere to place.
You've seen this guy, a veteran, served 2 tours overseas, came home with PTSD, lost his wife, lost access to his children, slept in his car for months. Eventually, he took his own life. There were no headlines, no protests, no candlelight vigils, just another disposable man. How many women veterans have you seen in that position? It's always men, always. Now, this isn't about blame. Resilient Man Channel is about men advocating for men. It's about recognizing a system and a society that is failing men. A society and culture that sees men as disposable. A system that only values male sacrifice, but never male suffering. We need to stop praising men only when they die and start supporting men while they live. Men need more than just thoughts and prayers. We need truth. We need support. And we need each other. That's what Resilient Man Channel is all about. It's about brotherhood. It's about strength as men. And it's about telling the truth about what is going on in our society and culture. If you're a man watching this, you are not disposable. You are not a utility. You are not just a paycheck, a provider, or a protector. You have value beyond what you do for others. You do matter. Your sacrifice matters. Your pain matters. Your story matters. So speak up. Build strong male circles. Challenge the narrative out there, because silence is what keeps us dying. Like this video if you've ever felt unseen as a man in our society. Share this with a brother who needs to hear this message. And drop a comment. I read them all and I respond to them all. When was the last time you felt like your pain and sacrifice didn't matter? This is Resilient Man. Stay sharp, stay strong, stay resilient. You're not a machine. You are not disposable. You are a resilient man. Know your worth. Protect your peace.